Now that most of the property is already prepared for spring and all the seeds are sprouting and growing, I'm going to get ready the other part. And basically what I'm going to do first is to cut all the weeds because it's almost 1 meter tall. I think it's unbelievable how much everything grew this year compared to a year ago, which was when we started to work in getting this garden ready. Almost everything was empty and compacted, and I think that just because I was working the soil around the area, everything grew super tall this year. But I want to plant more things and I want to start planting potatoes and onions in the garden and get the garden beds ready. Hopefully I'm going to plant new crops before the summer, like some cabbage and more carrots, hopefully. So but the first thing that I need to do is to cut all the weeds because I cannot walk around the garden anymore. I have a big issue in this garden, which is that it is flooded in that corner over there. Basically, that corner is the lowest point on the hill of all my neighbors and our side. In our side, the water is controlled and redirected because we made a trench last year, but I cannot do that job for my neighbor's property. So I'm trying to figure out how I can release the water somehow. This year I planted potatoes there and it has been a disaster, of course, everything got flooded. and I have an orange tree that is also flooded as well. Hopefully it doesn't die and I'm able to fix the problem. So let's get to work. I forgot to mention, but of course I'm not going to cut the grass by hand like I did last year in a little part, because I still have scars from the rocks that when I was with the weed trimmer got on me. So we got ourselves prepared for this year, and for the mini tractor we bought this thing that has chains at the bottom and is going to help us to cut the weeds in the property. So hopefully, I'm sure that the job is going to be much easier and less painful to me. Now that all the hill is finished, the next thing that I'm going to do is to remove these arches. I planted here some cabbages, but because I didn't have enough compost, the soil was really compacted. They stayed probably like this size, so nothing grew. The end of this pathway is the one that is flooded, and I used some wool felt thinking that I was going to be able to control nature. I was pretty wrong. Everything was full of weeds, and I find that it is much more difficult to remove the weeds when there is this layer of felt than if I just have the wood chips there. So what I'm going to do, because I know that this pathway is quite compacted as well, and there are rocks in here, I want to do the job that I did in the other part of the land. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to remove the arches and then to cut all the felt that I put here. Big mistake. And then move the wood chips to one side and then start cutting the weeds here, and then following after that to do the job of removing rocks as well before I'm able to move the compost here and start planting. I'm officially destroyed and I have mud all over my body right now, and I only did the first part of it. I need to do this 4 times more. Wish me luck. I just got myself stuck in the mud. I was trying to avoid that because these things always happens to me. And when I realized that there was a lot of mud there, I thought, okay, I'm not going to risk it. And while cutting the grass here, major disaster. I'm going to call Pepe.
It was just 3 or 4 months ago when I planted in the garden the tiny plants that in a blink of an eye became the food that made it to our meal today. And just like that, the winter season seemed to be almost over. I have to admit it wasn't an easy one. But because nothing lasts forever, after some setbacks in my new garden, I made it through. I'm ready for what's coming next. Definitely a lot of things will change after the flood, but I'm ready to start anew. To tend the soil, nurture the new seeds, and see a possibility becoming a reality. It was just 2 years ago when talking with a friend, the idea of making a video of my first garden came to my mind. Fast forward, a few months later, I launched my online garden guide, which helped and inspired to so many wonderful gardeners during the past year. And I'm really grateful to Squarespace for trusting my work and supporting this channel. And also because thanks to their platform, my dream of reaching so many gardeners around the world became a reality. If you have been thinking about creating a website to showcase your work and turn your passion into a reality, Squarespace is a great place to start. With their easy to edit website templates, no coding is needed, so you can focus in the fun part. Their service has many features, such as blogging tools, mailing lists, memberships, e-commerce, scheduling tools, and you can even create and design your own course and have client invoicing all in one, so you can manage and sell your services from start to finish. If you would like to start your own online store or website, head to squarespace.com/Eugenia Diaz for a free trial and a 10% off your first order of a website or domain. I will leave all the links in the description box. I look forward seeing you sharing your unique talents with the rest of the world, so we can support one another and thrive as a community.